right, this is Curtis coming at you from Eastbird Studios. Week 1 of the Buffalo Bills is now in the book. I've said I'm going to cover Josh Allen through the entire 2021 season. It's a big season for him, critical season. And I know this game didn't turn out exactly the way fans or Josh Allen or the Buffalo Bills want. But I wouldn't hang my head too low. I'm going to do a little film study of all the critical plays that I saw from Josh Allen and the offense going through from pretty much beginning to end. And just take a look at what happened. What happened in this loss. Because it was a little bit of an unexpected loss. It was a 23-16 loss. Next week, he'll be up at going to Miami. Allen went 30 for 51 for 270, 1 TD, and 44 rushing touchdowns. But to kind of like limit some of the downfield, the reality is that this offense that the Steelers played is a very good style of defense for the offense that the Buffalo Bills play, and not many teams can generate the kind of pressure that Steelers can because they got J.J. Watt. There are other teams that can. There are other teams that can play a quality 4 without having to get too crazy, you know. But this was a very hard first game for you guys. And despite the loss, and maybe Josh Allen not playing as up to his talents that we saw last year, I really wouldn't lay it all on him, because for me, the framework around him just didn't feel right. And I had done a video for Josh Allen a couple of weeks ago, a couple of them. And the one thing I was concerned with was that the Bills would do like they did with Dan Marino and many other super talented players. They would rely too much on him as a thrower and not support him with a run game. And I'm not saying you can stamp that in, because you got to have some time to make that kind of evaluation. But for me, I felt like if you had run the ball a little bit more, it would have opened some things up, allowed him to get his feet wet. But, you know, who knows? We'll see. We got to take a bunch of games. We're going to cover every single game and see how it goes. So for me, in my early, just quick feel, after watching the game like maybe 2 or 3 times, I just felt like, yeah, Allen was a little inconsistent at times, but he had so much on him, and a little support from the run game might have flipped things around. So I'm going to go through all the drives and kind of how did they get there? How did they get to that point where they're down 23-13 with a few minutes left in the game? Okay, so it opens up. You can see right here the Steelers and the Bills were saying what they're going to do today. Bills are saying we're running 5 wide. We're going to put it in Josh Allen's hands. Steelers said, hey, we're going to give a 4-man look. We're going to give actually a 5-man look, and we're really going to run 4-man. He's going to drop off. We're just going to let our 4-men mostly do the work. And that's kind of like the way it was. It was a battle between these two philosophies. And, you know, it opened up nice. You know, I figure it was a safe throw for Allen. You figure, okay, all right, you know, here we go. It was a nice pickup. But I didn't like on the second down. I started like, I didn't like that play on the second down, where instead of going vertical, they went horizontal, you know, and they actually lost a couple of yards on that play. And then they come back, and Allen's throwing again, and he gets the deflected pass, you know, but the pressure's getting in there, and the receivers weren't getting open because the Steelers were taking away those early throws, taking those mid throws away. And they said, all right, you know, if our pressure doesn't get there and you can get deep, we'll try it out. But first, you know what? We're going to stop all this early stuff. We're going to stop all this middle stuff. And we're going to see what happens with our pass rush against your offensive line. And it was successful. But they came back. This is drive number 2, and I like that. I started to feel a little more confident. They came back with some runs. They picked up a first down. And I was like, okay, you need to give this guy a little bit of run. I thought they were going to start bolstering that a little bit. Then they kind of fell back, you know, a little bit. Allen, the pressure started really getting in there. Dawkins had a very tough day. There was a couple of holding calls. He was one of them. Allen, what a run. He breaks this guy down. It's great, you know. Picks up the first down. Unfortunately, it's all coming back. And I started getting a little nervous because, like I said, I'm not a Bills fan. I want you guys to lose. I'm a Dolphins fan. but I'm an Allen fan. I want to see him do well. And so I was like, all right, I like this play. I think this is to Knox. This was a big play. I felt like, all right, we're going to see some momentum shift here because he makes a big play on 3rd and 10 here. And I was like, all right, now we're going to get going. Now we're going to get going. But unfortunately, Allen was hot and cold early. And this was one where his pass was off and you don't really get you didn't get any yards. It was a first down here. But it could have been some nice little easy yards for you to kind of keep things moving. But he comes back and he has a nice pass. This is a very nice pass. I like this. Look, Dawkins getting. I thought that was a hold right there. Actually, I'm surprised they didn't call it on Dawkins. But then Allen takes that extra time and gets a beautiful out route off. And then he gets a little cold again here. This was a crucial play that he left on the field. Look, I mean, Emmanuel Sanders is wide open. He's got to hit him, and he just overthrew him. It's not the end of the world. You can't expect to make every one of these plays, but this was a big one I felt that was left on. Then there was a holding, a penalty after that, I believe. So that ended the second drive. Now we enter the third drive, and the pressure's starting to mount on Allen. You could feel it. Like they're starting the defensive line of the Steelers, their 4-man rush is beating your 5-man. The pressure's starting to mount. Allen has a nice run up inside. Again, he's just carrying. And this is a lot of jostling. There's a lot of hits. So you got to go from I'm calling out the mic, I'm trying to find the receivers open, I'm trying to make my throw, to running, to getting hit, to back, to do that. It's just, when I watched Jackson with the Ravens, I felt the same way. It was too much. So, and then you get yourself in a nice 3rd and 1 situation after that run. I didn't like the cutesy here. I understand it. It's 3rd and 1 is a perfect time, but I felt like consistency and trying to get a little physical, trying to get that first down was more critical. So they go to flea flicker, and it really goes nowhere. The Steelers are they're a very savvy team, a very experienced team, and this is a real nice play. And that shut down the 3rd drive. So then you come back on the 4th drive, and now it's your first conventional run from a running back is 14 minutes into the 2nd quarter. And then Allen comes back, has a very nice throw, still getting pressure. He's getting pressure all day, but that was a beautiful throw. You guys are up 3. I'm starting to feel a little heat going over you. I'm starting to pick up. He comes back, the design run. But again, it's that hit. That one hit right there was aimed at his knee. And he hits the ground, fumbles the ball, manages to get it back. But this is a lot of extra 17-game season. This is going to start mounting. I just don't like it. So then he ends up, gets a sidearm throw where he's falling away, terrible mechanics, throws into the dirt, and that ends the drive there. Okay? And again, I'm not doing any of this to hype him up or knock him down. I'm just trying to make a call as it is. This is a long season. So we've got to evaluate through the course of a season. So drive number 5, second conventional run, 6 minutes left in the 2nd quarter. There's a holding call, and there's a nice throw on 3rd and 5, and Allen's starting to heat up. He has a nice throw on 2nd and 2. Now you guys are in the red zone, and he's getting hot. And I'm like, okay, he's taking over here. And this was nice, very, very, very tight window throw. Beautiful throw. So I'm like, all right, you guys are up 10 at this point, I believe. I felt like, okay, it's going to start changing now. The offense is going to get going. You got come back, though, after the half, on 2nd and 3, and Allen, his high throws high. He's a little off. But then he comes back, and he's a little on the 3rd and 3. There's a nice little play to Diggs, I believe, who made a very nice move to get free and get inside on like a little quick slant. It was very, very nice play by Diggs. But he got beat up too a little bit. He was beat up in this game a couple times. So then on a 3rd and 3, Allen's rushing again. And this is a very hard shot. He's a big guy and all, but that's a hard shot. He almost fumbles the ball there. So on a 3rd or 2nd and 8, I believe, he's getting pressure again. Look at that 4-man front with all those blockers, and the ball just, I mean, Beasley could have maybe had it, but that wasn't a high completion throw. Then he comes back, and again, another deep play. Pressure's coming in, and he has to get rid of the ball, and he just throws it deep. Lucky it wasn't picked. I mean, maybe he could have made an amazing catch there, but that's a low percentage chance throw. Okay, and that was a 4th and 8. So turnover on downs, that ends the 6th drive. So now you come back for the 7th drive, and you get your next conventional run at 1:03 left in the 3rd. And then there's this 3rd and 8 here. And Allen's got to move. And he picks up the 1st down. That's a very, very nice run. But again, he's carrying. Okay? So now you get back into a... How was this? 33. So I think now you're in a 3rd and 3 because it goes into the 4th quarter, and you run the ball in a 3rd and 3. And this is just a very amazing stop. Amazing stop. But now you're in really 4th and short. And I just didn't like this play call. I really didn't like this play call. And that's your 2nd, 4th down conversion failure. And you could just feel the energy leaving the Bills team. I didn't like the lack of physicality. I mean, to me, you know, at that point, you can't really quarterback sneak with Allen. It's a little too far away. But I really didn't like that play. You know, I could be wrong. So that ended that. And then you come back on the 8th drive. All right? And now you're down by 3. And Allen makes an amazing pass right here. Very nice. A little inside. If it could have been on the other shoulder, inside, actually instead of outside towards the boundaries, it might not have gotten broken up. But that was an amazing play. Allen was just a little off on that, but still he was adjusting and then resetting and throwing to receiver 40 yards downfield, doing in a post. So kind of a little slack, but that was just a great play by the Steelers defense to break that up. And then, unfortunately, right after this, you get a field goal block. And that kind of took the steam right out of you. All right, so then your 9th drive, you start running the ball. And you get a lot of success through the run. Was that the Steelers just kind of laying back, you know, but you just ran, got down to the end zone, and then it was a swing pass that killed you, and you went for the field goal. And then Big Ben drove down the field, put the nail in the coffin for 23-13. There were some passes after that, but it was pretty much over after that. And so it just felt like Allen had too much on his plate, and there was not enough physical play. There was a lot of finesse. And, you know, again, this is week 1. And you played a very tough, experienced Steelers team that can take the highs and the lows. They do this all the time. And so it's not really indicative of what the season's going to look like for Bills fans. So I would hang my head high. I think Josh Allen played admirably, but I think there's too much on his plate. So coming to Miami next week. Miami might have won this week. I just got done watching the game. But they, too, had some inconsistencies as well. So it's going to be very interesting to see if these two teams can fix some of that inconsistency and how they're going to step forward. I think the Miami Dolphins are a better matchup for you than the Steelers because J.J. Watt is such a difference maker. So anyway, Bills fans, sorry that you had to take the loss. See you guys next week. I still really like what I'm seeing from Josh Allen. I just think a little help, a little bit of, we'll see, you know, it's get a little oil in this machine, and we'll see what's going on. All right, so anyway, this is Curtis. Thank you for staying to the end. Hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Comments mean the most. I really want to hear from you Bill fans and you Allen fans. You know, this is just my quick take. I really didn't sit down with the film, so this is just my quick initial gut reaction. So again, my thing here is evaluation. So I'm going to do another Bills video this week. So I want to get your input and then craft something a little bit more tight and concise and maybe more illuminating. Okay, so and the comments, we like those. Likes and subscribes, that helps our analytics. Aspread.com is the best sponsor in the world. Without them, this wouldn't be here. Again, thank you. Be well and see you next time.